Tough new powers introduced to crack down on unpaid fines have been used fewer than 100 times in nearly 2 years. Meanwhile, the total amount owed by Queensland fine dodgers has risen to more than $700 million.
They're the Queenslanders who do the wrong thing and refuse to pay the penalty. Combined, they owe $708 million. The State Penalty Enforcement Register, SPER, is the government's debt collector.
We're getting debtors at the worst possible time. They've already shown their propensity not to want to pay.
$555 million are fines imposed by police and the courts. $47 million are parking fines by local councils, hospitals and universities. Another $105 million is criminal compensation and restitution paid to victims of crime.
I get told too often from police in the system that offenders walking into the courts saying add it to the SPER debt.
SPER was given new powers in January 2010 to crack down on fine dodgers, but they've rarely been used. In nearly 2 years, only 37 vehicles have had their wheels clamped, and there have been just 41 seize and sell warrants. Every time the offender agreed to repay the money before losing their property.
Or not having to use those extreme enforcement powers every time shows that the lead up to using them is more effective than anything else.
SPER says it's been trialling the powers, targeting 6,600 people owing more than $5,000 each. All of them live in Brisbane.
But a 7 News right-to-information investigation has revealed Brisbane doesn't make it into the top 10 areas for fine dodgers. Cairns residents owe the most, $12.4 million. $10.9 million is outstanding in Logan Central. Toowoomba and Ipswich are close behind. 3 of the state's worst suburbs for fine dodgers are on the Gold Coast. In Brisbane City, unpaid fines are worth $2.8 million. SPER does want to use its extra powers to target the worst areas.
And at that time, we'll be looking at what resourcing would be required to extend that to beyond the Brisbane region.
We need to put the resources into doing that. We will do that because it is a good investment in money.
An investment that reclaims $12 for every dollar spent. Michael Coombs, 7 News.